Hi, everyone. My name is Mihir, and along with my fellow associates Andrew and Meha, I've had the privilege of working with Mr. Andrew Chang and Dr. Gurpreet Singh on a novel, active, therapeutic, robotic, and artificial intelligence platform for complex orthopedic surgery rehabilitation. As health associates, we've helped further the rehabilitation platform, working closely with our amazing mentors, Mr. Joe Scraba and Dr. Sarah Gebauer, to help define the efficacy of at-home and active therapeutic solutions, navigate the clinical reimbursement strategies such as Level 2 and RTM codes, and explore the value-based care opportunities for this kind of device. This experience has provided us with invaluable real-world exposure to the complex research and reimbursement strategies involved with medical devices, and we're incredibly grateful for the opportunity. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce Andrew Chang.
Thank you so much for all the support during this preparation phase. The associate has been great, our mentor has been great. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Before I begin, I want to share a short story of a patient. Her name is Sarah, who recently went through the TKA surgery, or total knee replacement surgery. She went home the very same day, which is very normal these days, but she started to notice there's a bit of a swell on her knee, but she didn't know what that was. And her physical therapy clinic was an hour drive away from her home, so it was very hard for her to actually get to the physical therapy. So by the time she came back for a follow-up, her knee was already very stiff, requiring manipulation under anesthesia, which can be very risky as well as very costly too. So that story is not very exceptional in the US right now. The problem is we have over 1.3 billion cases of major joint replacement surgery each year. The problem is the hospital stay have been decreasing to nearly just about 1 day now. Yet the patient's home still remains as the clinical blind spot. So it's pretty obvious that only 1 out of 3 patients can actually strictly follow their protocol, where the dissatisfaction from these surgeries still remains as high as 25%, especially for those people in the rural area. On the other hand, there is a very encouraging news as well. The active therapy engaged within the 48 hours after surgery has been shown to increase the range of motion as well as the quality of life for the patient, and also decrease the complication. And also, the clinician-guided tele-rehab has been proven to be as effective as the traditional PT as well. So the evidence is very clear. We need to provide the patient with a guided and measurable recovery plan. So that's why we're building this active therapy robot paired with AI-driven recovery data platform, where the smart sensors can check the range of motion, stiffness, adherence of the patient. The active therapy robot can provide assistance as needed and the resistance exercise that's customizable for each patient. And the clinicians can also receive the real-time data so that before the complication ever occurs, they can react to it. So now we're turning the clinical blind spot into a spotlight of opportunity. We have an excellent team. This is not our first rodeo, quite literally. Dr. Koo and myself have launched the neuro rehabilitation robotic product in the global market, taking the company all the way through the pre-IPO phase. And Dr. Bus and Dr. Singh also adds a critical and clinical knowledge to our team. With help of our advisors, we're building controlled clinical study around range of motion, stiffness, adherence, as well as the device safety. And also for the reimbursement pathway, we're building the value-based care model that is already being practiced at UT Health Austin today. With help of Texas Health Catalyst program, we're building the first functional prototype that can be used for the first clinical trial next year, with a plan to submitting the clinical clearance for 2027. And our mission is very clear that we want to help every patient to reach their fullest recovery potential in the safety of their home. Thank you.
So is the idea that every patient would be sent home with this device that would be used at home?
Yeah, so in the previous slide, we have helped the patient with the neurological, we developed the device for the neurological patient, and we usually send the device before the procedure happens, so they can go through the pre-rehab process and then get the surgery and then actually go through the rehab afterwards too.
I'm curious at a high level how you make that cost effective for the 1.3 million patients annually.
Yeah, the cost effective is something that we're actually actively working on right now, but I don't have an exact number on top of my head. Yeah.
So the robotics rules are supposed to not replace or take the job of a human. Has that changed?
Yes, that's a great question. A lot of the PTs actually do fear some of these robotics and AI platforms, but in reality, there's a lot of needs for doing the rehabilitation at home these days. There's a lot of patients who don't have access to the PT. The case of Sarah is the exact prime example of that. And especially for the people living in the rural area, the access to the PT is 50% less. So for those cases, we don't have any other choices but to provide solutions like this. But even for the metropolitan area, this actually complements the PTs because it's not a single device that does everything. It needs to be guided by the clinicians.
Yeah, thank you. I think you answered the question. I was wondering about were there specific patient populations you're targeting? Because I think the scalability across 1.3 million joints might be a little challenging.
Yes, that's a great question. 1.3 billion, it's total knee replacement surgery as well as the total hip replacement surgery. But we also work with a lot of patients doing complex ACL and repair and reconstruction surgeries. And those patients also do require things like this. So yeah, those are the markets that we're looking into now.